Hello and welcome to KVCC's Fall 2021 semester, and we're excited to be back into face-to-face classes. My name is Dr. Mark Kavanagh, and I'm the Chair of Social Sciences and Psychology at KVCC. I've been here since 1997. Part of that was part-time, most of that since 1999 full-time. I'm creating this video as an introduction video for all of my personal classes, rather than creating a customized video for each one. Because there's 7 of them, I'm going to save some time by creating one video introducing you to myself a little bit and kind of get us started here. Now, at the beginning of class, it's going to be important, and we're going to go over it in the class session, but particularly for you online students out there, it's important for you to get to know the content that I've created in our learning management system, Brightspace. If you have some experience with that, if you've taken any other psych classes before, this is going to be sort of a review. In my particular department, I actually put together all of the classes for everybody that teaches for me. I'm a department of 1, so I do all of the classes for all of my adjunct instructors, so they all look exactly the same. They're all organized exactly the same, and the materials that are available in the same place as if you're, like I said, if you've taken this class before, if you've taken a psych class or a social sciences class before, this is somewhat of a review. So I want to really quickly go through I'm going to use developmental psych as my example here, but this applies to all of you that are taking classes from me. And what you see as you enter into the class, you have this entry page. There's a little instructor profile there, and then the name of the class. And this announcement section, of course, is where you're going to see this video once I've posted it. And the place you need to go, and the only place you need to go, is the content section right up here. So if we click on that, that will bring us into this section. It automatically goes at the beginning to the overview syllabus, but then once you've been in this section, each time you log in and then go to content, it's going to go to the last place you were. It remembers where you were the last time you logged in. So don't be surprised if you click on that and you see someplace else. So in this particular area, we have a little video here about the tools that we use in Brightspace, a little information about the course itself, information about the textbook and coursebook. I'll get into that in just a bit. Some resources, a little bio of me and what's going on in my life, the instructional hierarchy. We have, I'm the chair, and then above me is Dean Kathy Engelhardt, and then the syllabus. So this information is given to you right up front. The next place to go, skip over bookmarks, skip over course schedule. I really don't use that much. And let's go right down to introductions. This special section of the class is essentially a place, these are discussion boards where you can post questions and have hallway conversations. This is the course lounge, just, hey, I'm going to see a concert, let's all go down, whatever you want to talk about. The course questions area is really, if you have a question about the class, generic in its nature, you're not asking for a particular thing regarding your grades or anything like that. I urge you to post it in here. If you have that question, likely somebody else has that question, and I get to answer it just once, rather than having to answer those questions over and over. So use this section as an area for conversation, asking about the class, getting to know each other a little bit. And then there's a student intake form. This allows you to communicate to me you tell me a little bit about yourself, tell me about how you feel about technology, whether you have good access to technology, any barriers to education. That's kind of upfront, working with me one-on-one as to make you as successful as possible in this class. So once we're done with that area, we can go to course documents. In this area, most of this is just for reading, course expectations, course policies, face-to-face behavior expectations, online behavior expectations, advice for success in college. I want you to read all of those. They're all generic right there. Come down to textbook and coursebook information. I've made great effort to make all of the textbook and resources for free. So in this particular class, there is an actual textbook. You download that textbook. And in addition to that is the course book. And the course book is a document that you can get in PDF or EPUB format. And this is the content of the class. This is where I put all the lessons. This is where I describe all of the assignments. So you download this, you can use it on your computer, but in all actuality, if you get the EPUB version and you put it on your tablet, it is sweet. It looks really, really good on a tablet, and it's very interactive. The EPUB version is a little bit larger than the PDF one, but if you play the movies in the PDF version, it opens it up in a browser. If you play the movies that I've embedded in there in an EPUB document, they play right there. They don't bring you outside of the book. They're embedded right into the context of that. So if you click on the PDF version, it will most likely download right to your browser. So I'll go ahead and do that. And here we are. Here's the course book, a PDF opened up in my browser, and you can see there's the title and all kinds of information at the beginning. This is all just explaining the whole notion of course books and alignment with learning outcomes and whatnot. The repeat about me, a little bit about the course itself. These are the changes I made in the course since the last time I've done it. And then you get to chapter 1. And the content is outlined in a learning design or instructional design model of my own making called ALOTA, and ALOTA stands for Attention, Learning Outcomes, Teaching, and Assessment. So in each chapter, there's an attention section, there's a description of the learning outcomes, the teaching component, and then a description of what I'm asking you to do to demonstrate your learning. So we can see that right here in chapter 1. You scroll through there, we have the attention. I go into, the portrayal of lifespan challenges in the movies as I'm introducing here the learning outcomes. These 3 learning outcomes is what we're going to be striving for here in chapter 1. And then here's my content. This will be good to read prior to my lecture. I might not cover all of this. But certainly essential to read if you're taking a class online. You're making your way through all of this. Rather verbose. Get all the way down to the bottom, and then we're in this assessment section. And this, as you can see, I described the online discussion, the chapter quiz, and then there'll be any chapter assignments here. Now, a couple caveats to that. First, if you're taking my psych seminar class, there is no course book for that, so don't worry about having a course book in there. All the content is right in Brightspace. If you're taking this class online, you have to focus some attention on those discussions. If you are taking this class face-to-face, the discussions are present in the course book, but they are not present in Brightspace. You are not responsible for those. I may, however, use those same discussions in live face-to-face conversations that we're going to have when we're in class. So my expectation is that you will read the course book prior to coming to class, you read any textbook material, you're ready to go, and then we can just talk about it. Now we go back into Brightspace now, we go back to content, and we go into this very important part here. In every course there's a course timeline. And this is all the things that we're doing week to week in this class. The things in red are the assignments that you have to get done. You can see there's quite a few assignments in this particular class. All the due dates are there. There is nothing that's going to surprise you. Everything that you have to do is listed on this particular document. In many classes, there are things that we call special assignments, and these are semester-long assignments, or they're different than the week-to-week sort of content. And what we have here, quite a few in this particular class. There's a cultural dimensions of childhood, identity, status, and then the 3 aspects of the biography project. And in addition to that, we have the quest. This is a online virtual world where my developmental psych students are going to be playing animated characters, very much like the sim world, and moving through environments and experiencing developmental milestones. Pretty cool little project to be learning this stuff in. Now, then we look from that point on, we just see each chapter in the class. And if I click on chapter 1, it just tells you what the chapter is, and it lists the quiz right there. That's the only thing. If we go back to the course book here, here's the chapter 1 quiz from the course book. Write a typical psychological question and then apply the developmental perspective to that question. That's really the only thing that's due in this face-to-face class. If this was an online class, you would see an additional link for the chapter 1 discussion right here. So there's a one-to-one correlation. And if there's a textbook, it actually works like this. The textbook chapter 1 is the same as the course book chapter 1 is the same as the chapter 1 link in Brightspace. So those align, and then you just use the course timeline to plan your way through the class. So I look forward, I'm recording this prior to classes begin. I'm looking forward to us meeting with each other in person or online. I hope you're looking forward to this time as well. Please reach out to me if you have any specific questions. There's, of course, some COVID protocols that we're going to be observing. And I guess I'll talk about this right now. I'm actually very hard of hearing. And this masking has been an incredible burden for me in terms of understanding people's speech. So KVCC has been graciously working with me, and we are going to be getting special masks to use in my particular classes when we meet face-to-face. And if all goes as well, they're actually a complete face shield with a mask component underneath, and it straps around your head. These are reusable, and they will be given to you. You can use them for all of your other classes, but you'll be able to see your entire face, and you'll be just as protected, and also meeting those protocols that we have for COVID going on as we come into this fall. So I'm hoping to be able to distribute those on day 1. If they're not ready yet, or they haven't come in yet, or they turn out not to be good at all, we'll just cross that bridge when we get there. So I hope to see you all come into class, eager to learn, your pencil sharpened, plenty of caffeine in you, and we can begin this semester. And I look forward to the learning that's going to be going on. So you take much care. I will see you then.